One more mock draft before all the fun and shenanigans start tonight. And this is what I would do, and I'm just going to be doing it live with you here. The rules, I'll put 2 minutes on the clock. I have to make a pick within that 2 minutes. Should be a little bit easier since this is, again, what I would do, not predictive. If you want to check out my predictive mock, I did that yesterday. Just look on the channel. But what's crack-lacking? It's your boy Broshmo, just in case you did not know. So go ahead, become a bro, and subscribe. Leave this video a thumbs up. If you enjoy the content, as always, let me know what you think in the comment section below. If you didn't know, now you know. We're live streaming tonight, live reactions and analysis for the draft. We're going all 3 days, so be there around for that. Let's go ahead, get into this. As you can't tell, got a little timer here, but I don't think I'm gonna need it for this first pick. Because with all intents and purposes, I'm going to Aiden Hutchinson if I'm the Jags. I'm going to take the guy with not necessarily the highest floor, but definitely, or the highest ceiling, but definitely the highest floor. Likewise, I don't really have to think about this next pick being the Detroit Lions. I'm going with KT. As you can tell, this is basically my big board. So the other two guys are Evan Neal, Kemikwanu. Then you got Sauce, which could be a consideration, but I'm just going with KT. Another one that I don't have to think too much about. Listen, I've been saying this the whole draft process when it comes to Houston. If you want to get a fair evaluation of Davis Mills, then build the offense. Build the offense. And the top guy on my board, Evan Neal. Again, the whole medical concerns are iffy. There are a lot of people are, including Evan Neal's team, are denying it because I guess he didn't go to like a second medical check after they flagged him. And I don't know, it's kind of funky. Could be a big smokescreen, so like other teams maybe later in the top 10 are hoping maybe Evan Neal falls to them. Kind of makes me ticked off because my predictive mock, I was like, well, what if, maybe Evan Neal is falling, and I bought into it. I have a feeling he probably goes at 5 to the Giants now, but I'm going Evan Neal. Listen, however you feel about Titus Howard, kick him to left guard, keep him in right tackle. Regardless, I mean, Evan Neal, I think Evan Neal is much more talented than a Titus Howard coming out of what was it? Was it West Alabama State? I can't remember now that I think about it. But yeah, no, I'm gonna have Evan Neal as my right tackle and move Howard guard, which he played majority of the time last year. Again, that was because of injury. So this is the first spot I might actually have to think about it. So I hit the timer. So let's talk this one out real quick. This is, again, me picking. And there, you might want to big brain it. Oh, what if our receiver's not there? And maybe Garrett Wilson. That's the guy I would like for the Jets. But I'm not too heartbroken if I get to take Jameson Williams. Kemikwanu, very viable option. He's currently the top guy on the board. Mekhi Becton, they've been talking about potentially moving him. There's a lot of news out there when it comes to maybe they're not in love with him. He returned out of shape and overweight. There's concerns about not necessarily his work ethic, but his weight conditioning. So you maybe go with the Kem and move on from Mekhi, or George Fant does have 1 year left on his deal. So I think that's probably where I'm going to go here, and I would be missed, I guess. That's probably not the term I'm looking for, but if I don't talk about the corners here, because I love adding cornerback depth, but again, you have a young quarterback that you want to get a fair evaluation of. So yeah, I think that's probably where we're going. All right, now, by the way, I keep refreshing ESPN just in case a trade happens during this, then that would kind of suck. This one's kind of a no-brainer for me. We're going to go Charles Cross for the Giants. You don't want to be left out, not getting a tackle just in case some shenanigans go down at 6. And you're just going to kind of roll with whoever the next top guy is on your board. They're at that number 7 pick. So we're going to go ahead and snag Cross. This I'm going to have to turn the clock on for because I don't know what to do. Is there a viable trade-up option? Maybe does a team like the Vikings, would they be willing to trade potentially so we could move back? Because like the talent on the board, do I really want to go corner again? Maybe the Jets would be willing to move up to this spot to take their receiver. But if I'm the Jets, I'm kind of cool with just chilling there. If I'm the Vikings, I kind of want to make sure I get my top corner in this class. I'm looking at other potential trade up candidates. Honestly, I'm cool with sitting. So this is me. If I'm the Vikings, if I could get a top talent, then I think I make a move here to go after one of the corners. And I think that's what we're gonna do. I really do. Just with how the board's shaking. Here, let me scroll down real quick. What would I be trying to trade up for? Actually, let's go back and do it like this. Everyone complains about any trade value I do. Listen, if it accepts it, it accepts it. All right. Give away our second. That sucks, but I mean, they would love more picks. Can I maybe? No. Can I get something back to where I don't feel terrible about giving up a second? I mean, it's fine. It's fine. It is what it is. We're getting the top corner off the board. It is what it is. All right. So let's go ahead. Let's reset the clock. Because now this is the Vikings pick. And I'm going to go ahead, and this might surprise you. I'm going to go with actually Derek Stingley because I think he's more of a fit. Former LSU player. Well, now be a former LSU player. And he gets to learn under another fellow LSU alum in Patrick Peterson. Minnesota Vikings. New York Giants. This is a no-brainer for me. Mod's the top guy on my board. So we're going to go with that with the James Bradbury stuff. Not sure Dory Jackson's a long-term option. Just continue to grab talent at the position, I think is key. Atlanta Falcons. Listen, there's just no talent. Like this team's in full rhythm. That could go any which way. And I'm kind of mad because I was so close to taking Drake London in my predictive mock, but I was like, there's just no way. I don't think he's going to be the first wide receiver off the board. And it seems like all the hot buzz is he will be the first wide receiver off the board. So this one's going to be probably Garrett Wilson for me. Like Kyle Hamilton is very intriguing, but I really think perimeter players are more important, whether that's the corner or the wide receiver position. Garrett Wilson is the top wide receiver, so we take him here. And actually, listen, straight up, if I am the Seattle Seahawks, I am taking guys with tremendous upside. I mean, that are just dripping, oozing with it. I think this would be a nice place to take Travon Walker. So that's what I am going to do. A guy with oodles of upside. All right, so here we are with the New York Football Jets. Listen, this is such a deep draft at edge. If you really want to add more depth to that edge position, I'd rather do it in round 2. I'm taking Jameson Williams, rare stop-start ability. I just want to add more weapons to the receiving core, so that's where I'm going here. The Washington Football Team. Suddenly, here, I got to turn the clock on for this one. Suddenly, Jordan Davis makes a whole lot of sense. He really does, with maybe Daron Payne. Maybe they'll probably get a deal done with him. I doubt that he gets moved. Kyle Hamilton feels like a no-brainer, but I would really like to get maybe a receiver. Like, this would be a great trade-down option. Who would want to trade up? That's the question. Who is thinking about trading up? Let's go through a few scenarios. Maybe the Ravens want to trade up and just grab Jermaine. I mean, that buys us a little time. And I think that might be where we go, because the Texans could go there. maybe... I mean, I want to stay in front of the Eagles and the Saints. So I think that's what we might do. I might just trade down with the Ravens. So let's go ahead. Let's move this. That way the Ravens just go ahead. They got numerous picks. Where are you at? Right here. All right, and I should do it vice versa. What am I doing? All right. Huh. Man, I got a buttload of fourths. It just cost me a fourth to move up a couple of spots. I think it cost the Cowboys a third rounder. So I think for all fairness, maybe let's just throw them a third. I think that would be probably fair. I think that was about the value last year when the Cowboys and the Eagles traded. So I'm gonna go ahead and now I'm gonna go and get my guy in Jermaine. You would think Kyle Hamilton, but the edge position for me is a bit more important. I really did consider Kyle Hamilton, but like if Baltimore, if they're moving up, but when it comes down to it, like they do have Chuck Clark there. Maybe they believe in Brandon Stevens. They did invest a lot of money in Marcus Williams. So like it's for me, it's just more of a press and need because they have Owe. And then they have Bowser, who's more of this versatile guy that you want to kind of like move around the front seven. So let's get someone that could really come off the edge that allows Bowser to be used a bit better, a bit more to his full potential. Carolina Panthers, still not a great spot if I'm going to be completely honest with you, because I think I would have probably taken Jermaine Johnson there, now that I think about it. Would I be willing to trade down once again? Because if so, who's trading up for somebody? You know what? I think I can make a call to the Eagles. I think the Eagles come up for Kyle Hamilton. And it won't cost them that next pick because, to be frank, if I'm the Eagles, and again, I'm the Panthers, I'm in a tough situation here. So if I'm the Eagles, I'm not giving away that pick 15. I want to use that strategically, maybe to take a wide receiver, depending on who gets by both Houston and Washington, and we're picking in front of the Saints. So that's kind of the idea here. So I guess this fourth rounder doesn't quite get it done. That third does, so let's do that. All right. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to snag Kyle Hamilton here. All right. So we've seen a couple of trades here. The Panthers now traded back twice. Houston Texans, I would have loved if we were able to get one of the receivers. That's kind of what I wanted to do. Like Drake London's on the board. Chris Olave is on the board, but I think I'm just going to stick with my board, go value, and the cornerback position's terrible. Trent McDuffie would be a really good fit to Lovie Smith's defense. All right, we got the Washington football team, and I really think they need to get receivers, and I think Drake London's the one I'm going to go with. He's a little ahead of Olave on my board, and to be fair, I think Drake London at least he's a bit different than what anyone they have on the current roster. So we trade back, we pick up a third, and we are able to get our guy in Drake London. So I'm here. I am the Philadelphia Eagles. I really do want to get a receiver. I'm gonna go grab Chris Olave to pair up with Devontae Smith. They got Pascal there too. They have what is it, Watkins. So man, we got a bunch of weapons, man. Just a bunch of weapons for Hurts or whoever may be the future quarterback later on. So this is mainly why I wanted to keep this pick, so I can stay in front of the New Orleans Saints. So this is tough for me for the Saints because I would have loved a receiver. And I mean, you can make a case for Treylon Burks, but I don't know if I want to take him here. So I think that I'm going to just take essentially the best player on the board, but also kind of a need where getting more depth on the interior and getting a unicorn in Jordan Davis would be ideal. All right, I'm going to reset the clock because I'm going to have to think about this one. All right, man, this is tough for the Chargers. Board did not fall ideal. And like, I love Linderbaum, but I just don't think that is the pick. Because, I mean, they got Lindsay there. So, Wyatt wouldn't be bad. They've added a lot of interior guys, but I wouldn't mind continuing that. Karlaftis, I don't think he's the guy. I don't think he's exactly the right fit I want for this defense. Grabbing the first linebacker off the board won't be a bad option. Y'all know I'm in love with Leo Chanel or Devin Lloyd. Either of those would be good. And honestly, I might have to I don't know, man. The medical thing about Bernhard Raimann didn't really see much to it with the same thing with Evan Neal. I don't know if it's just he didn't attend the checkup visit, but kind of is what it is. Trevor Penning is still here. Yeah, Chargers fans, kind of open up yourself to that idea, to that thought. So, what's the time at? I got 50 seconds. Okay. All right. I don't know if anyone's really trading up. Zion Johnson could be a consideration. I think in the end, I'm going to just take Wyatt. If we're really in this window under Justin Herbert's rookie contract, let's go ahead. Let's add to this defensive front. He's a good fit. So I think I'm going to do that there. I'm trying to talk myself into the first linebacker off the board. Oh, and Devin Lloyd actually might be the better fit. So I'm down to Lloyd and Wyatt. Lloyd and Wyatt. I think I'm going to take Wyatt. All right. Carolina Panthers. I'm not going to lie to y'all. With all the trading down we've done, I feel really good. About this. I'm right now thinking I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to start the clock because I got a boodles of options. Boodles and oodles and oodles and boodles. Because I'm really starting to consider quarterback now at this point. We traded down twice. Let's go ahead and look at all our capital, draft capital we have acquired because of that. I think we just acquired a second and a third. So that's nice. I don't think we're going to see anyone wanting to trade up at this point. Question is, do I want to take that quarterback? Or do I just say, hey, man, let's try to roll into next year with Jimmy G and Baker? I almost feel like that's a better option. I really do. So maybe grab in Trevor Penning to try to get the line to be a bit better. I think that's kind of worth. I really do. I think that's worth. Because like Malik Willis has got a lot of upside, but I think I might rather roll the dice in next year's draft class. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to go ahead and take Trevor Penning and try to groom him to be the left tackle that they've so needed. All right, New Orleans Saints. I'm not going to lie. I'm kind of considering a quarterback here. With all the top quarterbacks still on the board. That's just kind of how this class is. But I'm not that thirsty for quarterback. Treylon Burks, he is a bit different than what they have. Be nice to have more of a complete wide receiver, but he's not a bad start. Jameis Winston loves those go balls. Let's see. Does anyone maybe no, I'm not gonna risk, wide receivers just flying off the board. If I trade down, the chances are, man, I lose out on Burks and have to settle for the second tier, which is not bad, but maybe I'd rather trade up in the second round if that's the case. So I think I'm just gonna go with Treylon Burks here. Pittsburgh Steelers. Let's go ahead, reset the clock. You know what? I think this is where quarterback comes off the board. I think I will take Malik Willis here. So, like, the other options are fine, but you know what? Just give me the quarterback. If he falls to me this way, I don't have to move up or anything. That's great, and we could develop him behind Trubisky. The New England Patriots, for me, this one's easy. Leo Chenal is, I think, such a fabulous fit for the Patriots. He's not going in the first round, straight up. He's not. If Chenal ain't going in the first round. I'm just exceptionally high on him. I like him. So, yeah, we're gonna go with that there. All right. Now, with how the board fell for the Packers, I'm probably taking receiver at pick 28, if that's the case. I really think that's what we're probably gonna aim to do. Hey, go, Joe. So there's Bernhard Raimann. He kind of fits this whole idea of, hey, we have a window of where we're trying to win with Rodgers. But I think Zion Johnson's just the better option, more flexibility. He can fill a variety of roles. I've been really liking Zion Johnson at this pick, so I'm gonna keep picking him. All right, Cardinals. Let's talk this one out as well. All right, so George Karlaftis, obviously best player on the board. You should really consider it. I'm not really looking at Lloyd. I'm not really looking at the safeties, but Andrew Booth is down there as well with Kyer Elam. I think either of them are really good fits. Interested. I'm kind of curious. Is anyone trading up for anything? I really don't think so. I really don't. Yeah, because I'm thinking, who does someone maybe trade up for Tyler Linderbaum? But if I'm the Bengals, I'm just sitting pretty here like, hey, let's see if he falls to us. So I'm not really that hurt if he doesn't. Really, I think the decision here is between one of the corners or Karlaftis. I mean, I think Karlaftis is just so good, such good value. Maybe I'm willing to go with one of the other corners in round 2, and maybe they could trade up if they really want to make a move on a corner. So, yeah, I think I'm going to just go with Karlaftis. Top player on the board. All right. Dallas Cowboys. Bernhard Raimann. So there's questions with Bernhard Raimann in the medical. I think that might pause me from taking him in the first round in this mock, even though he is a guy that's particularly higher on my board. So with that being said, I go to look at this next group. Here we go. Next group being, we got Tyler Smith. I could consider one of the corners. Devin Lloyd at linebacker actually is kind of an interesting thought. But that offensive line, man, I'm telling you, that offensive line, it needs something. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to snag Tyler Smith. I did this in my predictive mock, and I really liked it. He's a guy that's going to, at the very least, be a freaking good guard, left guard, and maybe he's your heir apparent at left tackle. All right, the Buffalo Bills. I mean, I really can't help it at this point. I really like how this board shook down, and Andrew Booth is there. He's a really good scheme fit, so I'm just going to pull the trigger on Booth. That just seems to be the case. All right, we got the Tennessee Titans. We don't have a pick in round 2, so kind of want to make this one count. Tannehill's 34. Sam, honestly, I don't mind taking a quarterback here. I really don't. Linderbaum's there, but you have Ben Jones. You'd be like, oh, is he the long-term option? Probably not, but he's a top 10, top 15 center in the league. Like, Ryman, I would consider if the medical issues weren't a question right now. And I'm just looking and it's like, where am I really going? So, well, there's the timer. I don't know if I reset it. Yo, calm down. All right. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with my quarterback off the board being Sam Howell. I just think that's the best value right here. All right, let's start it with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I'm really just taking best available here. And I think Lewis Cine might be the better fit. They like having that rotation where they had last year of Winfield, Whitehead, and Mike Edwards. Like, Daxton Hill definitely is a consideration, but I like Lewis Cine. I think physically he might hold up a little better. Hold up. Let me run to my safety rankings real quick. Yeah, I just think physically he might hold up, a little bit better. So I think I'm going to go with Lewis Cine. Be fair, I did consider the line, Devin Lloyd, because you probably will need a Levante David replacement eventually someday, but that day is not today. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to snag. Kyer Elam is also a thought, just because they have contracts at Sean Murphy-Bunting and Jameel Dean. But maybe I could grab a guy in day 2 at corner that could develop. I really do at this point kind of just want to stick with the guy, even if he's just a little higher. Yeah, we'll go with that. So we're sitting here with the Green Bay Packers, and just straight, like, Devin Lloyd's a consideration. We went Zion. Maybe I should dip into that next tier of receiver, being the Sky Moores. You got the Jahan Dotsons. And then, of course, the George Pickens. It really depends how you feel about the maturity. Is it going to be an issue? That was from the Bucks timer. I was like, why did that go off? All right. So I'm pretty sure I think I know where I'm going to go. Just because their 2 picks in the second round are so far, like, I think the first one's like at 53 or something, that if we're going to make a play on receiver, we should probably do it now. And I think I want to take that upside of George Pickens. The guy came into the, like, before the injury, kind of considered a possible top 10, top 15 prospect. So maybe you could get back some of that. Maybe he matures, he grows under Aaron Rodgers. I don't know, we'll see. Kansas City Chiefs, I guess we're kind of going, maybe, I kind of know what the first pick will probably be. I'm probably going with Kyer Elam. I would have to consider Daxton Hill here, just because of his versatility. Do I want no, I think I might want to, I think I know what I'm doing here. Because, like, I'm thinking edge, but maybe they bring back Ingram. I kind of like Travis Jones. The interior class does kind of fall off after Travis Jones. Like, there's a few nice guys here and there, but it's just, I don't think you're going to get high-end players. And I'm right now deciding between Kyer Elam and Daxton Hill. Just because Daxton Hill does a lot for me. Well, Kyer Elam, though, like, that's the thing, man. I need someone that can play on the outside. So I know I'm going Travis Jones. Travis Jones, Chris Jones. You got the Jones brothers on the inside. And I think I'm going to go Kyer Elam. All right, so we're on to the Cleveland. Let me reset this. Cleveland. Oh, Tyler Linderbaum. I don't have to think about this. He made it to me here. I'm like straight up. The Bengals like, oh, they don't need to invest more on the offensive line. It's like, okay, well, what if things aren't peachy with what is it? Carmen Jackson, Carmen San Diego. I can't remember the Clemson guy they drafted last year. What if things aren't a-okay? The beautiful thing about Ted Carr is he could play guard or he could play center. So you grab Linderbaum, you have Ted Karras, and then with Carmen, basically just you play the best players. You just play the best players. Isn't that what you want from the offensive line? Not, oh, hopefully this guy pans out. Just play literally the best players. So I'm going to go with Linderbaum. All right, and then this one's interesting for the Detroit Lions because I did say I would consider quarterback here for the Lions just to get that 5th year. And Desmond Ridder is here. And to be fair, that would be more valuable, at least in the long term, just because when you draft a quarterback, that their value doesn't diminish as much as other positions. So like if you want to move them next year, you could still probably get a pretty penny. But Daxton Hill's interesting, and so is Devin Lloyd. I think getting like a smash mouth at linebacker is kind of legit. But I also like the idea of Daxton Hill, who could play deep and he could play in the slot. I really like that. I think really here what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to take whoever I think the Jacksonville Jaguars won't take. Oh, okay. How? Okay, let's better yet. Let's ask the question. How confident I am they will take Daxton Hill, or how I think they would take Devin Lloyd. They're kind of trying to revamp that linebacking crew there in Jacksonville. Who do I think makes it? Maybe I should be saying who am I cool with? Because if Lloyd comes off the board before 34, because I take Daxton Hill, then I get stuck with actually a pretty good tier of day 2 linebackers. Nakobe Dean would be there. You had like Muma, Asamoah, Quay Walker. Like there's a lot of good guys there. Daxton Hill, like Jalen Pitre, like no one has that range that Daxton Hill offers. Like there's Pitre, but Pitry's probably a slot, maybe box guy. Brisker just doesn't have that type of range. But they did bring in Deshaun Elliott. So maybe I'm looking for more of a box guy anyway if I'm the Detroit Lions, because they're going to have Tracy Walker play deep. So I think I'm going to go Devin Lloyd. All right, that's it. That is my draft. Holy moly, that was a hell of an event. That was a good time. Let's go ahead. Let's review. So Aiden, KT, Evan Neal, Akem, Charles Cross. This is where I did the trade up for the Vikings to take Steenley because I think he's a bit more. He's probably a better fit for the scheme compared to Sauce. Though you can't go wrong either or, I think. Garrett Wilson, Travon Walker, Seahawks because I'm taking pure upside. Jameson Williams. See, for the Jets, I was kind of cool with whoever I got here, Garrett Wilson or Jameson Williams. Baltimore, I moved up a couple of spots, so a team like the Texans wouldn't take Jermaine Johnson, so that's pretty good. The Eagles, I made a move up here, had Carolina move back twice. And I took Kyle Hamilton. I'll be able to hold on to this pick because I knew I'd go Olave, Drake London, just a vastly different receiver than what they have on the roster. I went Trey McDuffie here, good scheme fit for Lovie Smith's defense. Then I went Olave. Jordan Davis, which is kind of BPA, but I think he does fill an important role there on the interior. Chargers, Devontae Wyatt, just trying to stop the run. And then, that's weird, man. Panthers, I imagine if I traded down this much, I probably would have taken a quarterback, but I really think that, like, just trading back this far, like, the value's too good. I'm able to pick up a second and a third rounder, so I actually legitimately now have I can draft a good class. So just going with the guy who's gonna be maybe our left guard or left tackle of the future. We're gonna move Brady Christensen into left guard. So just trying to improve the line. So I kind of like that. Grabbing Treylon Burks, just had to go with that next receiver, man, for the Saints. Malik Willis, listen, if you're Steelers, you're at 20 and he falls here, you take him. Leo Chanel's just a great fit for the Patriots. I'm really high on him. Zion, I don't think there was any pick I actually really disliked in this. Yeah, no, anyway, let me know what you think in the comments section below. Be here for tonight for the live stream. It's going to be a ton of fun, but as always, until next time, you be easy, my friends. Later.